I'm Dan Drake. This is Front Up on Geno TV and Channel 99. Our guest is Mark Snyder, the owner of the Nantucket Hotel. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you.
Delighted you're here. I know you had to change your travel schedule a little bit, and I appreciate that. You have been involved with the hotel now for at least visibly about 15 months, probably longer in the prep time, and the hotel itself has been open for just about 9 months. What's the verdict at this point?
Well, I think the real verdict is that this is an unbelievable community that's been so supportive and so helpful across the board that it's been wonderful. Everybody has been excited. We have so many locals who come to the hotel, who enjoy the hotel. We're doing all sorts of programs to invite locals to stay overnight for free and experience the hotel this April and May, and people are great.
That's good, but that's, you know, is the hotel living up to your business plan for it at this point?
I wasn't quite sure what the business plan was going to be in the first year. It was somewhat of a miracle that we opened on June 29th when we did.
Amazing miracle.
And there were 800 people that came through the door that first night, which tells us all how curious people were. And I get a kick out of the fact because everyone says that they didn't think we would open. So I love to be able to have that discussion. The guests were great. We were extremely busy right through New Year's, and it was wonderful. And I would say that we have a long way to go, but that's a new business, and we're moving in the direction I want to. So we're doing a lot of work this winter, and we expect to be busy and here for the long haul.
What are now, when you opened in July, you weren't quite done in terms of your plans. What's new this year?
The main building was 3/4 complete. We opened up the ballroom, and we had one pool. This winter, we are opening up our new Nantucket Club, which will be a year-round health and fitness and spa facility that is available to seasonal residents and locals, and I hope people will enjoy that. It's downtown. It'll be great. We have added another pool, an outdoor hot tub, a full fitness facility with great equipment, saunas, locker rooms, a studio for classes. So that's all new in the hotel, which I think will be nice from a year-round point of view. We have added a penthouse suite, which is quite dramatic, with great views out to Jetties Beach and Brant Point, so that is really quite exciting. And then we've added more accommodations.
How many rooms altogether?
We have 46 suites this year, and next year, when we're complete, we'll have 60.
Great.
So it's a phased project.
Have you got it set up so that you can also phase it in the winter when you aren't as busy?
Yes, there's no, we don't do any, I mean, that's the challenge of island living, is you get done by May and then you're done till you start in October. So we are actively under construction once again. We'll be done in April, and then we will not start the next phase till next fall.
No, I didn't mean that. In terms of the use of the building, can you shut some of it down, for example, when it's not?
Yes, this winter we shut down for 5 weeks completely to get ahead of ourselves. So we're open now full time, and the hard part of construction has been completed. So you're absolutely right. We have to be quiet when we have guests in the hotel.
Right. You have a hotel on the Vineyard.
Yes.
How long have you, I mean, I know you do a number of things. You have another business unrelated to the hotel business.
Well, the two hotels are really very special. The one in the Vineyard, my wife and I built in 1999, and there's a lot of connection between the Vineyard and Nantucket, which I really enjoy sharing. And that hotel's at the beach, and it was at the end of the railroad line that was built in the 1870s. And we built it so it has a lot of tradition, but it's new. This hotel is new, but it has great traditions. It's the last great hotel on Nantucket. It was built in 1891.
Is the hotel on the Vineyard open in the winter?
No, April through October.
April through October. Okay. So this is a new experience.
That is right, which has been great.
Yeah. You know, one of the things, as you know, that there are other people working on the, quote, revitalization of downtown. And clearly a place like the Nantucket Hotel can play a big role in that, as it can play for the hotel. Are you, how do you feel about those efforts that are going on right now?
Well, I think people take for granted what a dynamic community is here. And, you know, I've observed, and as the new kid on the block, I like to listen and learn, and I really appreciate the wisdom of people who have lived here longer than I have. And last year, the New Year's event was really the brainchild of the Nantucket Visitor Services, and Kate Hamilton Pardee created this. And from nothing, it was incredible. So here we had a time of the year that was very quiet, and we couldn't keep up with the demands for the New Year's ball. We sold it out at 300 and probably could have sold 200 more tickets, and it was fantastic. And that was created by the dynamism of the community in the winter time. And we've had different events this winter that have been very well received. So I think it's great. I think with the different institutions in town, we're committed to being open year-round. We have a chance of really expanding that and helping.
Do you have a sense of how many people who came to the New Year's ball were from off-island?
The majority were not off-island. The majority, what was interesting is you had the strongest grouping were people who lived here year-round. Then there was a decent seasonal population that came back. And then we had guests who came in. That was the first year, and I was pleased with that. But I think as we move forward, hopefully it'll bring more people in, and it will help the economy.
Right. Yours and everybody else's.
That's right.
Exactly.
That is right.
The hotel business is an unusual business. It requires an attention span and a dedication that are quite unusual in the business world, even with people trying to be as focused as they are. It's a 24/7 business, and you've adapted to that, obviously, and thrive on it, apparently.
You know, you have had many interests in your life, and I think you would agree that if you do something that you love to do, it's not work. And if you're doing something because you're supposed to do it, it is work, and it's not fun. I really enjoy hospitality, and I like transportation, which you know.
We're going to get into that in a minute.
I like hotels. And when people have a good time, I find that to be a wonderfully uplifting experience. So to me, it's not work. It's fun.
And you started branding yourself here in terms of the hotel with a bus that dates from the 1920s.
1934.
1934, okay. And we've seen that around town. Now there's a new addition to your fleet, I understand.
That is right. Actually, I'm very excited, and today was a big day because our 1945 fire truck arrived, and I had Rob Ranney come down because they have a great fire truck. This is a wonderful vehicle, and we will use it to transport guests to the beach and for many events. It won't be a museum piece, but it's in excellent condition, and it's...
Where did it come from?
It was interesting. Originally, I had found this vehicle in a journal in Ohio, and a man who was a firefighter in his community had preserved it because he loved it, and as he aged, he wanted to find a good home for it. So it's a Ford 1945 pumper, and we've retrofitted it, and it's just priceless. So it's sitting outside the street at the hotel.
I'm going to come down and take a look at
it. Please do.
That's great. It's only one part of your interest in transportation. The walls in the hotel are littered, if you will, with photographs of old steamships and other things. How did you come by that interest?
Actually, here in the mid-1960s, my parents spent their summers here, and we were in Monomoy, and I used to watch the ships come in every day, and I just really developed a fascination with them, and that became a lifelong interest. So I have always been fascinated with the history of island transportation, and I worked for the Steamship Authority for many summers as a teenager, and I was fortunate in the 80s to actually restore passenger rail service to Cape Cod for a decade, and ran service from Braintree out of Boston down to Hyannis and Falmouth. Sold that and then moved off into the hotels, and so I've just always loved transportation.
Are your fingers in the new train service from...
To the extent that I have... Now it's hard for me, I'm sort of the old person, and I have gone in and worked with them and just given thoughts and shared ideas. I'm very excited to see it happen, and I hope it's successful.
Who's actually doing it?
MBTA.
MBTA is doing it.
The state is doing it. The state owns the tracks, And basically, I think it's going to be a very good service. They are extending the commuter service to Middleborough down through Buzzards Bay. The best part's crossing that railroad bridge, which is really cool. Most people haven't done it.
Yeah.
And then the tracks run right into Main Street Hyannis, and it'll connect with the boats to the islands.
When I was a kid, we used to take the train from Philadelphia through
Yep.
New York, the old Cape Codder,
Yep.
ending up in Woods Hole.
Yep.
It was
Yep.
quite an experience going over that bridge. I
It is an
remember.
experience, and I think they're doing it right.
We're running out of time. I'd love to have you back sometime, but first I also want to say thank you for your contributions to the community, because you've made some great ones in the year
Thank
that
you.
you've been here. And I think the community looks forward to working with you for a long time on the success of the hotel.
Thank you very much, Dan. Nice to be here.
Thank you.